Dominic Powell, hello and welcome to West End Best Friend. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Thank you for asking. It's actually a sunny day in Manchester for once.
Wow.
I know, right? So, Dominic, for those people out there who don't know who Dominic Powell is, who are you? What's your story?
Wow. I am a writer, composer for stage and screen. I trained at the Brit School and also went to the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama. Kind of started off wanting to be a performer, still probably do, but then kind of ventured into writing, creating musical theatre and hopefully creating some things for TV and film as well. But essentially my home is the stage, writing and composing, creating new musicals, new plays, and I've kind of ventured on from that.
And speaking of new musicals, just a few days ago, the original cast recording of your latest musical Cases dropped, and we had the gorgeous Mayor Kwanzaa Breed on the other day having a chat about it. What was it like for you to be able to create an original cast recording of one of your musicals?
It was mad. I think getting this opportunity, obviously working with incredible talent, that alone is just an exceptional thing to be able to work with actors who have been versed in the West End for many, many years, some recently as well. That is an incredible opportunity. But then also being able to layer different instruments, play with strings, woodwind, drums, bass, hear it. It's an experience like no other, hearing the work that you might have created in your bedroom for like years and years, and then actually hearing it, all those harmonies. And obviously in a pandemic as well, is an interesting process, applying a lot of different techniques. And although we were isolated in some ways and had to put in place a lot of different practices, we all felt united in spirit and creatively. So it was a good process.
And it must have been so rewarding because obviously COVID put a spanner in the works for the original run at the Palace earlier last year. So what was it like to then be able to give it new life and to get it to people? Because I was saying to May the other day, it's kind of like you're now a step ahead of the game. You have this awesome show album out to be like, hello, we're awesome, we're here. Let's make it happen. Rather than obviously initially you must have felt so disheartened to not be able to do the original run.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking for us to be so close. The day we were about to start rehearsals, we had to cancel the run. But it's at the same time, because we were in the same boat with everyone else, every theatre was shut down. And in some ways it was good for us to kind of rest and kind of refocus and think about things. And yeah, it is an absolute treasure for us to be able to put it together and share. And it's just been such a joy hearing responses. Like some people have been streaming it multiple times and they've got favourite songs and things like that. And that accessibility is what we wanted, because we weren't able to tangibly, see each other in person. But it's a joy to now, have that sense of connection and access and linked, through the socials and through this digital age we're in now.
At the moment, you've been working with Thespy on for the digital world, again, a new concert called Road to Prominence. Talk to me about that. What is it?
It's an incredible celebration of diverse talent for the last 100 years. So we go through a lot of Black musical theatre artists, right from Shuffle Along from 1920s all the way up to the latest 2000s. So it's a wonderful musical celebration of the wonder and craft of Black musical theatre artistry. It's Black History Month, celebrated around the world during this time. So we felt it was a wonderful opportunity to kind of look into the depths of diverse musical theatre artistry with an incredible West End cast and celebrate it and find out about their journeys and their own stories as well as young or emerging and established diverse artists as well.
That's so incredible. I love it. What was it like to get together and and share your stories and be able to do it through some incredible musical theatre?
It was probably one of the most rewarding projects I've ever done in my life, and I can say that hand on heart, because there's nothing more important than, especially at this time where things are being taken from you and you're not able to do things, to actually be able to celebrate your identity and also celebrate that with other artists. I think it's quite rare in this industry to find that, and a lot of the times it might be, stories from a different, diaspora, from a different country, but to actually celebrate some work that was birthed in the UK as well as some work around the world, it's just, and it's an experience like no other. And for us, we were able to share stories, to connect, and also look at these monumental pieces like The Wiz and The Colour Purple, but also breathe new life into them and continue to be inspired. We had so many conversations, whether that was in the cast or with the team, and it was just a great time for us just to, in this time where we're so isolated, but be able to connect in a deeper way, because there are so many treasures, there's so many pockets, there's so many kind of secrets, and it's great to offer a platform and look at how they have become quite prominent as well.
I love that. And what was it like to work in such a collaborative way with the cast and with the team, and choose the shows and choose the songs and choose the performers and choose who was singing what? Like, how was the process of making those decisions?
Curation is like my favorite word ever. So I love it. It's not curation, and that's what it's about. It's like casting your net wide. So we talked to lots of different performers. We then cast our net wide in terms of shows. So we looked at lots of different shows. Obviously, we wanted to make it quite succinct, so we couldn't have like a 4-hour show. If we could, we would have showcased a lot more. But we wanted to choose really key, really significant moments, and then look at, artists where some of the artists have been a part of those shows as well, or there's been particular resonances. For example, Maya was singing Home, which has a particular resonance with her. Adrian was singing a song from Five Guys Named Mo, which has a particular relevance with him as well. So I think choosing those moments, lots of different Zoom conversations, lots of different talks, and just really ironing out and finding a journey. I think I love the hero's journey as a construct which is used, a narratologist, Joseph Campbell, it's basically the arc of how Hollywood movies, Pixar films are created. So I wanted to look at how you can create a journey from A to B, and look at how we can interweave those songs, interweave the artists, interweave those lives together, and create this concept which hopefully will connect. It's called The Road to Prominence. We want audiences to go on a journey.
I'm excited. It sounds so great, so detailed, so nuanced, and I'm here for it. What was it like creating, because obviously now we live in a world where we have to create things under certain circumstances.
Yeah.
How did you find the challenges that were posed by working in like a COVID safe environment? Did you find them really challenging, or did you embrace them, kind of use it to find new innovative ways of presenting stories?
Yeah, there was such creative freedom throughout the project. From the very beginning, the team were really made it apparent that I had a lot of creative freedom, and the artists had a lot of creative freedom. So when it came to certain, things we had to put in place, we didn't necessarily fight against them. We just kind of used them as new opportunities. So whether that meant that we couldn't schedule, everyone together, we then said, okay, instead of doing that, we've got now an hour with each artist. And that made sure that we were able to create something really, really beautiful and really quite nuanced, because we were just zooming in on that one person. Quality time, good conversation, jokes. It was so fun. So I think in some ways you can look at it as a kind of barrier, but for us, we kind of used it as an opportunity, a kind of launching pad that we can actually try new things, even to a point, as you'll see in the concert, I'm actually in a different location and I'm actually connecting, because we wanted to make sure that we were staying safe and making sure that everyone, was wow and stuff like that. So being able to connect over Zoom and still create something was quite unique as well.
And what was it like to work with so many awesome people like Maya, Adrian Hansel, Zoe Burkett, Waylon Jacobs? You've got all of these amazing people and artists, and have that opportunity to have those insular moments and those one-to-one conversations when you were afforded the time to work with each other.
At first, it's all when you see a name like Aisha Jawandi, he does that incredible little
whistle
the sirening the other day. I'm like, what on earth? So when you do see the names, at first you can be like, it's so daunting. They've been in so many different things. But I sent everyone an email and was like, this is the project. There's no sense of pressure. And because everyone was united, we just connected on a really human level. It wasn't about whether this person's done 4 touring productions or this one's done so many West End credits. We just connected on a real human level. We shared stories. We were intimate. Sometimes it was difficult. Sometimes I was like, let's not go there. We had to kind of just be really careful, because everyone's experience is different, and some of these things are quite sensitive. But at the same time, we were all able to connect and celebrate, and we celebrated hard. Some of these performances are like, wow, I did have to kind of take a step back and be like, I'm actually doing this. At the same time, we just wanted to create a family, and hopefully that love and that connectivity is able to translate on screen as well.
What's your hope for this project? Would you love to revisit something like this again, or turn it into like a series of showcasing representative work?
Yeah, definitely. The sky's the limit. I think one of the questions we were always asking is, do we feel that we're at the end of the road? And we're not at the end of the road. The road to prominence still, there's still scope for it. So any opportunity to celebrate diverse artists, because there are a lot of hidden gems, there are a lot of things we weren't able to explore. So there's so much scope. We would love for it to translate somehow. We're not sure how, but whether that be another concert or something on the stage, we definitely feel this is not the end of it. And we just really encourage audiences, if you've heard a name, something you haven't heard before, or even if there's something you've heard before, do some more research, because there's a lot of wealth out there from diverse artists.
Amen to that, like totally. Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. Dominic, you're a dream. Thank you so much for coming and having.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, please come back.
I will do.
We're thrilled, and we can't wait to see the amazing work that you and your team have produced in Road to Prominence. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.
Take care. See you soon.